talking about how to grow with resolution. You remember how people make New Year resolution? You said no. Okay. Okay. So you remember that back in the days we used to do resolution, and everybody, I don't know if people still do it, but I am of the opinion that especially with predetermined resolution is a very great tool for growth and development. Whether the idea of resolution dated back to maybe the 19th century or not, or whether or not people are maximizing the importance of having a resolution or resolving to do or not to do things. Whether or not people practice that consistently today does not nullify the fact that having a predetermined resolution is one of the greatest tools to growth and development in life. And the reason I say this, before I say that, let me say that, the research also shows that like 8% of people keep their New Year resolution. That by February, a lot of people have forgotten about what they did or what their New Year resolution was or is at the beginning of the year. I remember growing up that people will go like 1st of January, it's 31st of December every year. And then you're going into the January and you're quickly writing out things you will not do or things you will do. And by the way, the reason why I chose this topic, this live doing resolution, you all know that it's one month is about to go totally out of this year. So we are left with 11 months still. And based on the fact that it's been proven through research that by February, which we're just about to go into, a lot of people would have forgotten what they decided to do or what their resolution was about, So they never actually make it to that February. I believe that predetermined resolution helps people to cast a vision into the future, into their future, the future you want to develop. It helps you. Yes, you said it's gone. New Year resolution is gone. It's gone. But because people, the reason is because a lot of people don't even know why they're doing it. Maybe they believe it's tradition. It's just the right thing to do. Some people will say, 1st of January, I'll start going to church regularly. By February, a lot of people have forgotten that they made that resolution. And the reason is because it was just a random decision. There was nothing, there's nothing that has made you to actually believe in yourself. To say it well, you haven't tied your why to that particular thing. Why do you think that 1st of January, for instance, there are things you have to start doing? I did a research recently and I was asking the people that how many of us had a resolution for this year, 2024. And people were like, they didn't do it. Others said that, okay, because what I was doing before, the pattern I'd lived before had worked. So I just felt that it's normal to just keep doing the things I was doing. Thank you guys for joining. To keep doing the things I was doing and living the way I was living. And I felt, well, that's great. I'm coming in to let people know that predetermined resolution is a very important tool to growth and development. It helps you cast a vision into the future that you want to see, the positive future you want to develop, the positive behavior you want to grow with, the new things you want to allow and create in your life going forward. And it takes being intentional to come into that place of, why do I need to change? If you went to a doctor today and they told you that you have 5 days or 5 months to live, your first response would be, what can I do to live? If you don't start doing exercise, for instance, and then you immediately, nobody would tell you that, oh, you just have to get up every morning and start jogging, doing exercise, just because you have been given, you now know why. But the pattern before had been, oh, I would do exercise, I'm going to start running or walking 2 miles every day of the year. It's not tied to anything, so you're not even holding yourself accountable. You know, we're going into a world that is fast evolving, so we really, really need to be more intentional about how we make choices, how we live our lives, how we spend our days. Because you don't want to look at 2024 December and just realize that the year is gone again and you have not even achieved anything. What do you want to achieve, and why do you want to achieve what you need to achieve? In the days we're in right now, it's either you make up your mind to live and live well, or life will just determine the tone, the direction of your life. You have to be strong in your determination, in your affirmation, in what you have to resolve to certain things about your life this year. That it's like you taking yourself to your own court and determining that this is what I want to be for this year, and this is why I need to do it. So for you to evolve, for you to develop, your why is so important. Your why is very, very important. You need to understand why you're doing what you're doing, and why you need to cut off some habits. Some people have to cut off on some habits. They say that old habits are hard to kill. I believe that so strongly, you know. But when you are determined about your why, especially for this year and going forward, because you want to evolve to become the better version of you, that will be your motivation to do the right things. That will be your motivation to set your resolves, the thing that you naturally want to cut off. And because you have made such determination, you see yourself doing it. It is difficult, but it's possible. Resolution helps you to develop and grow into becoming a better you. I like to say most of the time that it helps It helps to promote your greatness. You need to be determined to make a change from your past and embrace your new possibility, because see, January is about to end, and the new year, every new year brings an opportunity. Just like every new year brings, every new month brings an opportunity for you to flip your chapter and to create a new story, to create a new narrative about your life. Every year brings that. Every year, every new month gives you that opportunity. So if you were not resolved to do some things last year, some people feel that it's goal setting. You have to set some goals. Still, it all boils down to, why do I have to? The greatest thing that I want you to know and see is that you need to live for something greater than yourself for you to be motivated. You need to live for something greater and bigger than just what you feel will satisfy you. So when you start to live for a bigger cause, you discover that you will set your life in a proper direction. You will set your life in a direction of success. And the fact that you can do it by yourself on your own is good enough for anybody to decide. But sometimes they say that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. A lot of time your head wants to do certain things, and your mind is like, can I really do it? Can I really do it? And that's why majority don't fulfill their goals. Majority fall off in the path of resolution. What are the things that you have resolved to do for this year? It's never too late to make that determination. After all, several times I've seen people say that, maybe somebody offends you and you go like, I will never talk to that person again. And true to your word, you find yourself actually doing it. Why is it that it is those things that are negative that we are easily able to stick by? But when it comes to positive things, when it comes to things that challenge and things that will elevate your life naturally, our lives, it becomes so difficult. It was Dr. Chia and I having a conversation the other day, and we're talking about how people have options. And because you have options about life, you are not moved, you're not there to live beyond your current status quo. You're not there is nothing that is making you, I'm looking for the right word to use, that is steering you in the direction of, that will cause you to go, that will challenge you, better still, into doing what you are supposed to do. Because you have options. And whether we like it or not, options are killers of dreams, purpose, and destiny. You need to find You need to ask yourself, what are your whys? There are 5 reasons for predetermined resolution. One of them is develop your growth mindset. Because when you are determined or resolved to do certain things, it naturally helps you with your growth mindset. It gives you a growth mindset. You start to believe in your ability. You start to believe in your talent. You start to think to improve yourself over time through your dedication and hard work. The life that you want to live or you have seen is possible. And the first question is that, can you really see that life? Can you really see what is possible for you? Can you really see what you can be, who you can be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Can you really see what and who you can be the next 2 years? Can you see what is possible for you at the end of this year, 2024? When you have your why, when you see that it's actually possible for you to achieve those goals, success to people varies. Your own interpretation or meaning of success. Each of us have different version of what success means to us. To me, success means impact. It means legacy. To another person, it may mean that what you're looking for, hoping for right now, or your success story is you maybe having a house, buying a car, getting married. Whatever that thing is it possible at the end, on or before the end of this year, to achieve those things? And if you can see that it's possible, what are the possible things that you need to do? What are the things that you need to stop? What are the things that you need to start doing? What are the things that you need to do more of? What are the things you need to do less of? What are those things? What are the actions you have to take? What are the actions you have to start taking going forward to lead you and help you, drive you into that world of possibility that you have seen and imagined that is possible for you? You know, having a predetermined resolution, I said earlier that it helps improve your mindset. It gives you a growth mindset. It certainly sets in maturity for you, because when you decide that, for instance, maybe there's a particular friend you have that is always making you do the things that you're not supposed to do, you can resolve to limit that relationship. Because you want to be somebody by the end of the year. You want to have achieved certain things on or before the end of this year. You know what that person, what the limitation such a fellow may set for you, but your why has to be stronger, so that when the person comes and they're not, even when they become so persuasive, you don't give up to that persuasion. You don't give up to such emotional blackmail. Sometimes people can come and do that to you. Because your why, is your why really staring you on your face? Are you looking at your why every day? Is your why a strong motivation for you to say no? Is your why a strong motivation for you to say yes to certain things and no to some other? And what are those things? The second thing predetermined resolution will do for you, it helps you create a roadmap. It limits the options for you. It limits the options for you. It helps you to create the path, that's a roadmap that you can literally create your life by design with that, because now you know your why. Two, you have identified those stoppers. You have identified the things that will not allow you to be. And that way you have been able to set, for example, one of the things is going to achieve the roadmap is creating new values for you. Value of care, you know, new values for you. It's a lot. I actually created a course actually on this predetermined resolution. I'm going to see if I can drop it on my website so that people can actually go and take it. I believe that if you take the course, it's going to really help you. And another thing I created on that is this what's it called? This journal. I made a journal because in my course of coaching, I realized that a lot of people find it difficult to take action. And one of the killers of people's destiny is procrastination, you know. So I created and designed this journal. It's on Amazon, and the link should be also in my bio if you want to take a look at it or purchase one. Is going to be very good. So what I did in it, I made different session. You have watch the things, identifying those things you've resolved to do, you know, going forward. You can do it for the month, you can do it for the year, you can do it for certain habits, you can do it in a cycle of 21 days, habits breaking cycle. You know, you can do it. You have accountability partners, you have action, you can even do it you can use it with your coach or mentor. It's a very good, so you may want to check it out. So number 3 things that predetermined resolution helps you with is that it helps you make the right decision and live a meaningful life. It eliminates the wrong, so many things, you know, that you I don't know how to say this. Okay, but you see, you know, in life, there are places we are meant to be. There are things that some people say they don't believe in predestination or pre-existence. Yes, I don't either. And this is not about that. But if you're a child of God, God has already preordained your life, created your life for you. And that's why your dreams and your desires are connectors to what God are, or connectors or indicators to who you are, what God has created you to be. I am a coach. And for many years before I chose this path, you know, even though I was making money, but I wasn't fulfilled. So what it does, what that knowing, having that notion of the fact that, which actually it was another journey on its own. Don't let me make it look like it's easy, especially when you're trying to do it on your own. But when you get in the company of the right people, maybe you get a coach, maybe you get a mentor, you know, you are able to quickly discover you're able to quickly discover your purpose, and you begin to craft your life by design around that. I hope I'm making sense. So number 3, It helps you make the right decision and live a meaningful life. So the combination of all this, you knowing your purpose, you knowing your why, and why you are living, helps you to draw out, map out your meaningful life. You're not everywhere. You're not everywhere. You're not wasting time on things that are of less value to your destiny. You're not losing. Your life is shaped in the right direction. That's the right word for it. Think of it like this. Every organization have a vision statement, right? And with the vision, it guides their path, it guides their operations. They are not everywhere selling. Okay, today a staff member comes and say, oh, let's be selling bread this morning, when we learned that a lot of people are making bread. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but you still have to create a path into that. But discovering who you are, knowing who you are, knowing what your call is, helps you to stay in your lane. It helps you to stay in your lane. So you want to ask yourself why. The fourth thing it does for you is it fosters resilience in you. When there's challenges, there's still going to be more challenges. We don't even know what this year holds already. But when you are where you should be, you are able to build that resilience. You have faith to stand in whatever situation, to see yourself. You don't even know the path you are trailing. You cannot say whether that's a savior's path. Maybe that's a solution path to many people's cry. Maybe it is you that will solve certain problem in a certain situation. So that's why you need to discover yourself. Let me break that down a little bit. So if we're talking about you becoming a farmer, for example, and you are there teaching when you're supposed to be farming, people around you are going to stay hungry, because by the time you are supposed to be harvesting and feeding people, a lot of people would have died of hunger. You see? So one of the things I want you to resolve to do this year, is to discover where you are meant to function, what you are to do, who you are. That's one of the things I want you to really do. The fifth thing it does for you, it helps you stay motivated. You are able to stay on course. You are able to follow the path. When you are in a place of peace, a lot of times you are able to identify and bring forth solutions. You are able to think properly. You are able to act proactively. You are able to resolve so many things. When you are in a place when your mind is at peace. The other thing predetermined resolution does for you, it instills a sense of purpose and vision in you. It helps you create, like I said earlier, it directs your vision. It helps you to know what path you're to take. See, your path this year is so important. You're not going to run on any other person's path. You are going to be your unique self. There's a lot of creativity in us. when we really unleash our potential, you're going to be yourself. You're going to be yourself this year. So it's important for you to, but the starting point to grow in with resolution is know the why. Why do I have this resolution? And then you want to ask yourself, what are your hindrances? What are the things that will stop me from becoming this that I've seen about myself for this year? What do you want out of your life? How do you want your life to look like at the end of 2024? How do you want to be viewed? Where do you want to be? This is why vision board comes so handy, This is why having a vision board comes so handy. And if you haven't done one, I'll advise you to have one and start to walk through how you can achieve those things. How can I achieve my vision? How can I be everything that God has created me to be this year? Maybe not this year, but at least you're starting from this year. You're walking in that path going forward. But you have to be able to resolve to discover and find it. Imagine if the sun held its light back and say, I'm not going to shine this year. What will happen? Yeah? Imagine if the river said, I'm not going to give these people water today. So what is it that you are supposed to be doing that you have not done? Where are you supposed to be that you have not been yet? Who are the people you are meant to feed that you are not yet feeding? You need to resolve to discover you. That should be your great discovery for the year. Thank you for joining. You need to resolve to discover you. To discover who you are. And be ready to live that life. Give it whatever it takes. I have been seeing a lot of people say this year, don't, especially in Nigeria, no grief for anybody. We are not going to agree for ourselves. It starts with us. It starts with what we are determined to do. It starts with that. You can start putting down your resolution going forward, about things. I'm not going to do this. If you can do it with, when even God says that don't owe no man nothing except love, and then you don't want to, and then sometimes you find people saying, oh, I'm not going to greet this person this year. What if you change it? This year I'm going to walk in God's word. This year, I'm going to live the way God wants me to live. I'm going to spend my time studying the Bible. This year, I'm going to go to church. This year, I'm going to help people every day. I'm going to live a life of impact every day. This year, I'm going to live a life of impact. I'm going to be intentional about my health. I'm going to be intentional about my spirituality, about my finances. I'm going to be more intentional. Why? Because you want the best version of yourself to come up, to evolve by the end of 2024. So you have to. We need to get up and not allow anything deter us this year. Slow us down. And you're going to be so creative. I am open and thinking that we will have a world someday where everybody, and it's possible, where everybody is working and fulfilling their purpose, and you just see things going right, everything working perfectly. I think that's called reformation, if I'm right. It is possible to achieve and accomplish that big thing in your heart. You might need to get an accountability partner this year. You might need to subscribe to coaching or to mentoring, in order for you to give it whatever it takes. Resolve to do that this year I'm going to give it whatever it takes. That's what I've resolved to do. That's my predetermined resolution. I have a lot of things listed. And because my why is great, I'm going to see that I achieve it. Because we are in a very fast-paced world right now. And we cannot afford to sleep on anything. Not sleep on our dreams, not sleep on ourselves. We have to grow, we have to evolve. We have to emerge in the full capacity of your glory. It may not happen at once, but guess what? The journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. How do you eat an elephant? A bite is a bite at a time. It's a bite at a time. There are many principles out there that supports this system. But you see, you have to make up your mind and resolve to the positive you this year. Oh, I'm just going to live in peace with everybody this year. And guess what? Sometimes when you have resolved to do something, and at times that's why I think a lot of people give up on it, because when you have resolved to do something, you just see you are tempted. Let me just put it that way. Temptation will come in a way that you will want to make you break that resolution. But when you have an accountability partner, when your why is bigger than what you are currently facing, you will stay there. And that is what makes so many people to proceed to that next level. You will stay there. Like, this exam came, I'm going to pass it. Many people don't pass it. Some people might decide to go to church this year, and then your first arrival at the church, the ushers are pushing you here, pushing you there. Maybe you met the worst usher that day that received you, or somebody what's it called? Guest experience person that welcomes you and didn't welcome you well. And you are like, oh, I will never go to this church again. I will not do it again. That was a temptation at your future. That was a temptation. How about if you come back and say no? I have resolved to go to church today. I to go to church throughout this year, and nothing can stop me. How about if you resolve and you just go again the next time, and that same usher that treated you badly, you're like, you are even the first person to show love and more kindness. That's why a lot of people give up on their dreams. I remember a story. It's a real life thing that happened. One of my friends was looking for she was needing a bakery. She wanted to open a bakery at the time, so she needed a space, a facility where they could move. They have started, but they outgrew the place where they were, and then they were looking for some other places, a new place that is bigger, more spacious, that could accommodate the volume that they were currently having, and in their business. And so I just went to our office that day, and she told me what she was going to. I said, okay, let's just go out. Let's just take a drive round. And then we took a drive. Hi, friend. Hi. I've been looking for you. Oyin, please call me. We took a drive round. And then when we got to where we were going, we took a drive round. And in my heart, I felt the Lord told me that place, we saw a restaurant, like an eatery kind of. And I heard God said that that's the place. And this was a functional eatery, like they were selling things. We saw customers walking into that place. And I said to her that that's the place. She said no. I said, let's go in. And then as we step into that premise, the facility, we saw the waiters or waitresses, whatever you want to call them. And then I was like, hi, that we came to. Guess what happened? Immediately we got down from the car and entered into that place. The ladies were so hostile. The look on their faces were like, "What? Who are you? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing here?" Don't forget, God had told me that was the place for the place. Even me, I didn't believe it because things were still moving in that place, as you could see. And then the reaction we got from this lady literally made us want to turn back, and went back into the car and just said, no, it can't be. But I said, no, I know how God talks to me. Let us ask for the manager. And then we're like, can we speak with the manager? The lady said, what do you want to speak to the manager? You haven't even told us all sort of negative habits or negative behavior was thrown at us that would have nullified the reason why we were there. And I demanded that I wanted to see the manager. And then what she did was that she now called the manager with a lot of attitude, almost hissing at us I'm like, I don't know you from anywhere. What is my business with you? Why are you just making this up? Why are you putting up so much negative energy? You're seeing me for the first time. I've not even been there before. You can imagine that kind of a thing. So the moment the manager came, I now went up to the manager and I spoke to him that, I don't know why, but for some reason, I just believe that we are meant to, that we're looking for a store. My friend is looking for a store to start a bakery. The manager immediately grabbed our hands and took us to a private place and said, as a matter of fact, they're putting this place for sale next week, that they're looking for somebody to take it on. You see you see? We were shocked. So this is the reason why you have to. Don't let anything stop you. You have to be determined. Part of the things you need to make as your resolution this year is that determine to hear God, to know him, and know him for yourself. Determine that nothing, no matter what anybody says or does, is not going to shift you from the love of God. And that's literally how to grow. It's not going to make you change your mind. It's not going to move you into doing the negative thing or to giving up on your dreams. If it's an habit you decide to cut, maybe you're smoking or drinking and you don't want to do it again, and you resolve to not doing it this year, get an accountability partner. Put it as an action. Let that thing be looking at you like in the face. This is my vision. I'm not going to go into this because I want to live healthy this year. Your reason should your why should supersede the thing. Like, why don't I want to do this thing? Because I want to live well. Because I want to live healthy. I want to live. Because I want to give, because I promised my children, or I promised God that I was going to do this. So you have to be so intentional about the things you resolve to do this year, and don't let anything. Sure, challenges will come. Again, remember that statistics shows that by February, a lot of people have given up on their resolution. And it's because of some of the example I gave earlier. You know, people will come and want to try and frustrate you out of that purpose. They want to frustrate you out of that plan. But you have to make up your mind that no, your why is bigger than the present reality. And so you're not going to give in to that. Please share, like, if this has been impactful. Being impactful, you know, but I want you to please get an accountability partner. Again, if you want to, you may go to Amazon and check this book, Name It to Tame It. What is the habit you want to name, you want to tame this year? You know, what are the habits you want to tame? You have to put it down. You can put it down there. Get an accountability partner. It has a daily action. It has watch the things that you can, a note side that you can make notes and write to yourself. Affirm on that behavior that you're either not going to do or do for your greater tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining. I'm so glad you guys joined and listened in.